This on?
So, repeat after me.
Okay. Do I need to raise my hand or anything?
Obviously, raise your right hand. I don't know. Did we do that?
I don't remember.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right. I, Brian Quigley,
I, Brian Quigley,
swear to support
swear to support
and uphold
and uphold
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the state of Oregon,
the state of Oregon,
Stayton City Charter,
Stayton City Charter,
and general ordinances
and general ordinances
of the city of Stayton,
of the city of Stayton,
and to faithfully
and to faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
for the city of Stayton.
for the city of Stayton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go down. Okay. I'm gonna have you guys say your names, so just press there. Since we got three of you. All right. I state your name.
Yeah. I, David Patty,
I, Jordan Orr.
I, David Giglio,
Swear to support
swear to support
and uphold
and uphold
the Constitution
The
the
Constitution
and laws
and
laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the state of Oregon,
the state of Oregon,
Stayton City Charter,
State City Charter,
and general ordinances
and general ordinances
of the city of Stayton,
of the
City of Stayton,
and to faithfully perform
and
to faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the
duties of the office
of city councilor
of
City Councilor
for the city of Stayton.
for the City of Stayton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, with that, we will call the meeting to order, and we will start off with a flag salute, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any announcements or additions to the agenda? No? Any declarations about parte contacts, conflicts of interest or bias, etc.? Hearing none, we'll call it good. First order of business under appointments would be the appointment of council president. What would the council like to do?
Mr. Mayor, this is Councilor Patty.
Councilor Patty?
I just want to go ahead and say to the rest of the council, I've had the pleasure of taking this role on for last year. I've enjoyed it. I've learned a little bit from it, definitely. I would be happy to continue serving if you so choose, if anybody's willing to nominate me. However, if anybody is wishing to also try their hand at this, or again, I'm also happy to hear that out. And if they're wishing to do that, that's okay too.
Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to nominate David Patty to continue as council president.
So that's an official nomination for Councilor Patty to be councilor president. Is there a second?
I second.
Been moved and seconded for Councilor Patty to be council president. On that, can I hear all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
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 All those opposed, no? Motion carries, Mr.
I'll
President.
go ahead and abstain from that.
Motion carries 3 and 1 abstention. So you are council president at this point. Thank you very much for stepping forward.
Thank you all for your confidence in that. I appreciate it.
Okay, that leaves us with item number 6, which is public comment. Any public comment today? No, I'm sure there will be in the future. That leaves us with the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda from December 19th, 2022, both the regular session minutes and the council work session minutes.
Mr. Mayor, this is Councilor Patty. I would like to offer a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second. Councilor McDonald.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
I'd also like to abstain from that one.
Okay, we'll have one abstention then. So that would be 3-1 again, 3 with one abstention. That leaves us with the next item on the agenda, which is presentations. And I'll let Julia introduce the community partner today.
Yeah, and I'll just say what a smoothly quick running meeting we've got going so far. As you know, and some of the audience may know, we started a new thing recently where we're inviting community partners to come to council, share who they are, what they do, give you guys an opportunity to have a conversation. So we've invited Revitalize Downtown Stayton, and I believe Aaron Frichtel is going to be presenting who they are and what they do, and I think you've got a PowerPoint presentation, so you're welcome to come on up.
Hi, my name is Aaron Frichtel. I'm, I guess, a building owner downtown as well, right by the police station, and I'm excited about being here and talking with the council. I've been here before, and it's really nice to be able to have a great interchange and be able to get great feedback and allow you to answer questions or me answer questions and I have just a brief PowerPoint that we prepared. We also have one for the Oregon Main Street organization, which we are Oregon Main Street organization. Let's see, one second, find it. Share screen, yes. Yeah. Where's the share screen icon? Sorry.
Let's go back to the Zoom.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
So whatever I click on, then it'll be on.
There you go.
Okay.
Now it's here.
Great.
And then you're right, both up there.
Okay, so this is our logo, Revitalize Downtown Stayton. And it is really ultimately focused on the downtown core, a historic downtown core that is celebrated across the state of Oregon in many different small communities. And we are a 501c3 organization. We have members in our group that are either building owners or general community members as well. And we have a member of the Stayton staff, Dan Fleischman, who also attends and is a great participant and a wealth of knowledge. And we're very happy to have him. And so I just have some brief things here. Let's see. I think I can just go down. All right. So we are really focused on historic preservation, and that has proven out to be successful in 3 different major grants that we have received. One was for the Dietrich building that is down close to Water Street. A beautiful facade that, and they recently had new tenants in the downstairs area, which is great to see that building coming alive with activity as well. In the 300 block, we had several buildings that had a facade improvement, and it's a participation. So the grant is matched by building owners, and they participate in it financially as well as coordinate all of the efforts to get their building redone. You probably know I did my building, and I wasn't part of that grant, but I liked what I saw, and I wanted to also participate in the revitalization of our downtown area. So, and also in our Hobson Galen building, which is a work in progress right now, and you may have seen that down. Let's see, what street is that, Julie? Florence, yes. And so they're in the process of shoring up the building, and they have moment frames that are going to stabilize the building. It was really in the process of falling down, and so it's really nice to see something that we saved from the brink of disaster. And that is also going to have a commercial presence on the downstairs area and apartments up above. So we're excited about all of these different grants that we've received and the ability to continue to see market improvement in the facades of the buildings. We also are focused on economic development, and so we definitely love to support local existing businesses. And so we've recently started a new messenger group, instant messenger using Facebook, with some of our downtown merchants that aren't able to attend our regular meetings. We also had a passport during our recent Christmas bazaar, and that was really nice because we had different kids and their families running in between different businesses and getting a stamp on their passport. And we have a website that promotes downtown business. We have press releases, of course, the grant writing as well. So we like to see ourselves in the news every once in a while, which is really nice because that gives more prominence to the city of Stayton as well. So we're focused on customer attractions. So we've had different events, Walk of Hearts, which is around the Valentine's Day time period. Spring Clean, which has been a focus on doing pressure washing of sidewalks and building facades and cleaning up some of the awnings and that are hanging over the sidewalks. Our farmers market, which has been very successful and growing, is our second one that we'd had, and a ghost tour, which is around Halloween, holiday festival, which I just talked about, and the holiday passport. So we are very focused on the different events. I know that this last year we didn't have a concert series, and some people really missed that, and so we'd love to be able to bring that back. COVID really put a damper on a lot of public events, and so ramping that up again, I think, is a great thing. So it brings a lot of people that are not Stayton residents as well as Stayton residents to share in the festivities, and I think that that's fantastic. It brings more business, and it puts Stayton on the map, really. We have design and placemaking as part of some of the projects that we've worked on. So you may see city benches that have a little plaque on them with RDS on them, wayfinding signs, street sign toppers that talk about our historic district, and historic plaques that are actually on the buildings themselves that talk about the history. And we have a really amazing history, which is really cool. And when we talked about the Ghost Walk, one of those plaques is right up in the right corner. But that history is really vital, and it's nice to be able to share that with new generations. And of course, with our window decorating contest that we did during this last holiday festival, which was really nice. But so we are Oregon Main Street nonprofit organization. We have to maintain a board, which is challenging. It's not always easy to find people that can devote time to doing that. And obviously, the more people you have, the more you can share the duties and responsibilities of running an organization. But we have monthly meetings. We have tax filings. We're very open and upfront with all of our financials, and they're all easily viewable. With our grant writing, it's been something that was passed down from a previous president to Julie is fantastic at it, and our vice president. And so we're present on social media as well. So we have, I have another presentation here too that I could show you. I think that you also received it in your packets. It's a pretty lengthy one. It's like 44 pages long. No? Okay. I can share that with you after the meeting. But
Yeah, we could send that out if you, I don't recall seeing it, but
Okay.
that may be my issue. But if you get it to me, I will make sure it gets out.
I'd be happy to, yeah. It's a pretty lengthy document. I think it's 44 pages, and it talks a lot about what Main Street organizations really do and what they're all about. And it's very focused on a number of different items, some of which I've already talked about. But going forward, we have some needs, and we'd love to see active participation from the community, from business owners, from building owners as well. But RDS is in our second year of the affiliated Oregon Main Street contract, and so they like to see more and more involvement from their participating organizations. And so our next requirement that we are being faced with is that we need to have a full-time Main Street manager, and so we need that by the end of 2024. And so we're being really open with you that we really would like to invite the city to participate in funding this. We are a really small organization, and sometimes we run events that don't necessarily make big profits. But this is something that we'd like to see a pilot program established, and it could be something that could be over a period of time eventually ramped to where it can be a self-supporting position. And so that is our main focus in trying to establish that at this point. And please feel free to ask any questions too. But our other presentation I can put on there if you'd like. But it's a pretty, like I said, it's a pretty lengthy one. And it's talking about the fiscal and social aspects of the Main Street organization. But if you look at how many different Main Street organizations there are around the state of Oregon, there's quite a few. And they are designated by different color based on the different levels that they are at. And so if you look at where, let's see, I think we are in the Exploring Downtown one, which is off to the right-hand side of your screen. And so we are looking to, in bringing that additional member or that manager, we would be turning into the Transforming Downtown sort of category.
And Aaron, can you discuss, and maybe there isn't a difference, but does going from exploring to transforming get you more? Like, does it get you more access to things?
Yes. There are different things that, there are different training opportunities that we have. There are, I don't have a lot of stuff to share with you tonight on that, but we're still discovering all of the different aspects of what it means to jump up to another level. But the partnership between the local community and our local RDS would be strengthened in a number of ways. So, sorry. But they give an executive summary. They talk about all of the different aspects of why the Oregon Main Street organization is a positive building community aspect. But like I said, it's all over Oregon, and I will share this with you after the meeting. But I don't know. I welcome more questions.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So what does the manager?
Yes.
What role do they play?
They would be. It's hard to have a lot of, when people work full-time, it's hard to have contact with businesses during like working hours. And this person would be available during those times and would have more ability to do social media. They'd be able to distribute different things throughout the business community, and they would, it would ramp up to a whole nother level as far as being able to make bigger and better events, have better ability to communicate between business owners as well. I think that we love to partner with the Chamber on different things, the Chamber of Commerce and other community organizations. We'd love to have things that are more combining or working together, but that person would be able to facilitate a lot more of that sort of activity. So.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Patty.
Thank you. Real quick, Aaron, I just wanted
Yeah.
to go ahead and say nice job on continuing to include more business owners as
Yeah.
you move forward as an organization. I'm recalling months ago hearing that was something that was sort of a struggle for business owners to attend meetings and
Right.
where they were. And so it sounds like you've addressed that by creating this messenger group. And I just
Yes.
want to go ahead and compliment you on that. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
As far as funding a position at the end of 2024, I would like to know a little bit more about what that's going to look like, how that's going to benefit the residents of Stayton,
Sure.
what the specific monetary ask is, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And I'd love to see this conversation continue just to see what that can be for us. I'm also curious what the crossover with the chamber looks like for you and your organization. So maybe if you could speak to that a little bit.
I think that when we were talking about like the Summerfest, number of like our concert series, there are different events that sometimes we have similar similar ideas and like a wine tasting thing or something along those lines. We've had some recent contact with Carmel and being able to bring some of those things kind of on a shared calendar almost, but we're not talking about combining the organizations. It's a matter of just sharing and building some of these downtown events and that sort of thing. So the chamber also works outside of the downtown core, and so they're focused on all over Stayton, and we are truly focused on that historic downtown district. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Anybody else? Aaron, I know that I want to commend you guys for the work you've done for the last 10 years on my time on the council. It started off as a pipe dream, if you will, and you can definitely see the progress you guys have made. It's been fantastic. You can see with the families coming back downtown. You can see smiles on people's faces at your celebration for holidays. That was great. Julie did a great job facilitating that. So I think that was really cool. It's too bad the weather was raining, but
I know.
that whole entire weekend was a great time to draw people back down, and I think that's what the community needs. So thank you guys for doing that. Thank you for keeping your eye on the target, and wish you best.
I think the more that we can find out if there are things that the council would like to see implemented, we'd definitely love to interface and talk about those things as well. And we're all about building. And that's what we want to see. We want to see our successful downtown organization. So
Great, thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
Aaron, I just wanted to thank you as well. Your organization has done phenomenal work. I think that, I remember when I was recollecting this, one of the most interesting memories is I remember when I was, like one of my first memories is downtown being a wonderful place. And then it was like just years of it not being a place that people were going and experiencing. And I remember just thinking that, like many downtowns, that there may never be a recovery. And just seeing the investment that you put in that, it put downtown, and I really think that really working up, I feel like that capstone event was just wonderful with the holiday festival was fantastic. Even in the rain, it was a blast. It was a blast, and it was great just seeing so many families down there. So I think that the work that you're doing is just absolutely fundamental to the economic development and the prosperity and just the livability, walkability of the town. And that's what we're about. That is what, and that work is indispensable. I, along with David, would love to see just some of the ways, the ideas, maybe even just some of those comparisons of some of the towns that maybe have gone to this next level.
Sure.
The ways that those organizations have been able to serve their communities in new ways.
Yes.
I think that kind of information would be really helpful as we look forward.
I'd love to bring that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have one clarifying question there. It said by the end of 2024. So are you looking for, like, what fiscal year would you be looking for in terms of that investment? I know that can be information as well, but what's kind of the fiscal year that you're looking at in terms of
Sooner the better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No.
Any involvement would be very helpful. Obviously,
Yeah.
being able to bring in a person that we can actually fund, that's important. And the more that we keep the ball rolling as opposed to letting it kind of flounder, I think that that's important too. We've had some great success. We've had a lot of people noting that. We had an individual from SEDCOR recently reach out, and I thought that was a fantastic thing to have them say, hey, what's going on down there? It's really great. And so the more that we get some notoriety for that, whether it's Marion County or the state of Oregon, and to see that happen, I think that I'd love to be able to share with you, what these different communities, what has changed in stepping to a new level and funding a person like that. So I'd love to bring that to you at a future point.
Yeah, that would be really helpful for me. I think just to be able to see those comparisons and take a look at those downtowns and stuff. Phenomenal. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. Mayor?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Aaron, along with everyone else on the council, I just love what Revitalize Downtown Stayton has been doing in even the short time that I've lived here.
yeah.
Being walking distance and just seeing it I don't know if you could see it like in a fast forward motion. It
Sure.
almost looked like building it up. But one of the things that I just loved this past spring was seeing the different businesses and building owners spraying off the sidewalks with the power washer, and they were like taking turns with it, and it was just like it was just like a physical representation of how it was all working, and it was just really cool to see that pride of ownership, even the business owners and the building owners, and so that was really cool. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many things that I'm thinking of, and my dad is a big history buff, so whenever he comes to town and he walks around and he loves those plaques, and he's like, ooh, another plaque. So people like them. They see them. So
Yeah.
thank you. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, I think I'd love to say that there are things that I would love to see implemented in Stayton. I think that something that we've been exploring with Pacific Power is the idea of maybe changing out the street lamps for something that's a more cohesive, environmentally friendly LED fixture that gives more greater illumination on the street level, not in the sky. And that's one thing that we've explored. And also maybe down a little bit farther down the pike, but being able to redo some of our streets in the downtown core as well with like bulb outs and public art and things like that. We'd love to see that implemented. And there are a lot of building owners that are very interested in that as well. So obviously they'd be sharing in the financial aspect of that. But anything that the council can look at as far as exploring grants to fund something like that would be fantastic. Because obviously there's a lot of utilities that are underground, some of which are in need of replacement and redo. So we'd love to see that sort of a plan going forward. And if there's any way that RDS can help with the planning of that, we'd love to be participating in it. So
Thank you, Aaron.
thank you.
That leaves us with general business. Julie?
There is no general business tonight.
No general business. So we'll go to communications from city staff. And we'll
So-
go back to Julia.
Yes, and I have a few things that I was going to just mention. We've put out on social media beginning today, as well as in utility bills, and I've sent emails out to the school superintendent of North Standingham School District and the principals at Regis and St. Mary's, letting them know about the If I Were Mayor contest. And super excited. I'm glad that Mayor Quigley wanted to do this, but basically it's through the Oregon Mayors Association. There's 3 group levels: elementary school, which is grade 4 to 5, middle school, grade 6 to 8 is elementary school 4 to 5 is a poster contest. Middle school grade 6 to 8 is an essay contest, and then high school grade 9 to 12 is a digital media presentation, where they'll basically submit If I Were Mayor, and then the mayor and probably a group of advisors will review those and select locally who they think is the best If I Were Mayor presentation, and then we're going to invite them to come present to council on March 20th. So excited about that, just to see the presentations that are submitted. And then the winners here will be forwarded to the state level, where if they win, they can win $500 each and be invited to the Oregon Mayors Association conference in Redmond, I believe.
Hood River.
Hood River, thank you. So that's exciting. We also wanted to mention, which I think you know, that with Brian becoming mayor, his seat is vacant. We have put out on the webs, I'll let you say it.
So we've advertised on the city website, and it will be going out via our news blast and on social media this week, advertising that.
Awesome.
And they're due January 31st.
And then since you have that, do you want to talk about the council bio and photo?
Oh, I would be happy to. So one of the things on our website, on the city council page, we have bios and photos of all of you lovely people. And so this is your chance, if you want to update your bio, add a bio, add a picture, get those emailed over to me just in the next couple weeks or so. But if you don't want to change it and you like what's already there, then we can leave it also. So is that it for now?
And then last but not least for me is just a reminder that the League of Oregon Cities City Day at the Capitol is January 25th. I will be going, and if you are attending, if you could let me know just so that I can keep an eye out for you and sit at the table with you or something. And then we can talk before as well as after that event. So excited about that. That will be a fun event as well. Other than that, I believe all of my department directors are here. If you have any questions of us, we're happy to answer them.
Does council have any questions?
Mr. Mayor, this is Councilor Patty.
Councilor Patty.
Did have a question for Lance, if you're available, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, so I'm sorry. And if you don't have the answer to the questions I have, that's okay. We can circle back.
I'm put on the spot daily, so go fire away.
So I was just curious, with Fifth Avenue, specific to and adjacent to the church there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's 2 city blocks there, and I'm just curious, what are the current plans for that area? Is there any plans for rehabilitation, reconstruction of any kind there?
Well, we, as I brought to the council, I guess it was in March or something, we had our entire city rated, the streets rated. And while that was rated as a very, a street that needs some sort of rehabilitation, it's not in our top 25, I will say. And so once we get to that point and we determine how many, how many dollars we have to spend on an annual basis, and when it gets to its point in time where its time is up or it's turned for rehabilitation, we'll do something about it. But right now, we don't have anything, no. Long story short, we don't have it. It's not in the 5-year plan.
Gotcha. If we're approached by another entity interested in any kind of cost sharing for reconstruction, what would be our plan of action then?
Well, we have different sorts of plans. We can do a local improvement district for which the owners of the lots that front that road, they can do a cost share with us. Of course, if there's any development that occurs, they can do a cost share with us. But other than that, it's grants, things like that we have to look for.
Have you been approached by anybody for any kind of cost sharing agreement for that section of road?
No, I have not.
Okay, I think I'll circle back with Julia after this meeting then. Thank you.
Thanks.
I asked Gwen if she had anything, and she's like, no, I really don't, but apparently she has decided she does.
So from the police department, I just want to say end of November and December was very event heavy, which was a lot of fun to engage the community and build on our partnerships. I know in the Friday pass downs that you guys get, you got to hear about it, and we've been doing a lot of Facebook posts with photos of those events, but No Shave November was successful and a lot of fun for team building and then fundraising for the canned cancer with the hospital. But within the building, it was just a lot of fun to see that team building with the officers and engaging in that and bringing awareness to the cancer campaign and fundraising for the hospital. We did Shop with the Cop, which was a countywide event that served over 600 youth in Marion County. Family building blocks. We also partnered with the school district and engaged with caroling around town. We did not carol, but we assisted in the festivities. It was fun to partner with the library. They always do fantastic events, and another fantastic event with their lanterns, making lanterns, and then lighting the walkway around the park. We loved doing that and being present. The Winterfest was fun in that we got to get out and engage public in that downtown festivity. So we really enjoyed that. I got to be on the carriage with Santa. So that was a lot of fun. New Year's Eve, we were out. Luckily, it was a nice, quiet New Year's Eve as far as activity level, not as far as maybe fireworks, but as far as activity level. So we were thankful that people were responsible in their partying and celebrating. And then our weather, of course, we were partnering with Public Works, communicating since we're 24/7, being those eyes and ears for any problems, and Public Works was very responsive in getting out and sanding and dealing with those sort of issues. We saw swearing in of a new sergeant, Dean Butler, and then a graduation for Officer Pindell. So culmination of 16 weeks of training at the academy, and then now he's back with a field training officer. We had Brewster home for 2 weeks from the academy, and then he'll go back next week, and he'll graduate January 20th. So while December was event month, January is training month. So we've got new officers that we're training, and then all of our staff will be going through some maintenance training, first aid, CPR, ethics training, some use of force stuff, and other updates as well. So a big, heavy month ahead of us as well. And then just building on our community partnerships with the Chamber, Santiam Integration, representing law enforcement, Executive Council with Special Olympics. And so just building on our community engagement and partnerships as well.
And Gwen, since you mentioned the graduation of Officer Brewster, who's the keynote speaker for that graduation event?
Well, that would be me. So I teach part-time at the academy in emergency driving, and so the class coordinator happens to also be an EVOC instructor and has asked me to be the graduation keynote speaker.
Awesome.
Congrats.
As long as we're not doing lines and apexes in the parking lot, we'll be okay.
I actually asked her when we went to the graduation for Pindell, and she showed me the track, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that. I'm sure that she would
It's sort of fun.
welcome council on a fun driving exercise.
Thank you for that update, Chief. Julie, anything else?
Not unless you have questions, additional questions.
Council, any additional questions? Nope. Thank you. That puts us on to communications from the mayor and the council. And I think I'll start on this one. And I think I want to make sure that I want to try to start a trend, if you will. And I want to take the opportunity to recognize all the volunteers that served last year within the community. I think it makes a huge difference to staff, that support level, to council, to really have the community come out and immerse themselves in the opportunities to serve. And I want to take an opportunity to recognize those folks. And if I somehow miss the commission or the committee that you're on, I apologize. And if I botch your name, I apologize. But there'll be an opportunity for me to rectify that in April. The second week in April is Volunteer Awareness Week, and I'm hoping to have the city have a little maybe luncheon, if we will, and have the council there as well, and recognize the folks that have been so instrumental in helping us advance livability in our community. So with that said, please indulge me for a minute and let me acknowledge those folks. We'll start with the Planning Commission. There's some folks in the Planning Commission, as you all know, that's an interesting position to be in sometimes, right? It's very esoteric at times, and they're tasked with a bunch of determinations to be made, and also doesn't come naturally, if you will. It takes some time, right, and commitment to evaluate it. So I appreciate those folks' efforts. We'll start with Dixie Ellard, Amy Watts, Ralph Lewis, Richard Lewis, and Larry McKinley on the Planning Commission. So thanks to those folks. The Parks and Rec Board, Dan Brummer, Tricia Hafner, Andrea Klein, Pam Pugsley, Stephen Sims, and AJ Westland. Library Board, Lori Steele, Diana Mall, Michelle Wonderling, and since I have an opportunity, Jenna, do we have 2 vacant positions there currently? Okay, maybe we can talk about that afterwards. The Budget Committee, and aside from the council being on the Budget Committee, I also want to recognize Luke Cranston, Tim Singh, Ralph Lewis again, Julia McFerrin, and Brent Walker. Public Arts Commission, which, have we had any involvement with that? Hopefully this new year will be the Public Arts Commission involvement. So I still want to thank those folks. Shelley Crick, Amy Watts McKenzie, or vice versa, Judy Mahoney, Mark Cronquist, and Sandy Porter. And one we hear a lot about, but I don't know, we haven't seen very much activity, and maybe that's because of COVID as well, is the Housing and Neighborhood Vitality Advisory Commission. Julie Whitehurst, Fred Kroon, Tyler Garys, Stephen Halverson, and Daniel Wilson. So I thank those folks, and I'm going to go one more time back to the library board. And there's a lot of volunteers at the library, right, Jenna? Looks like it. And all these folks are instrumental in helping that library work and operate as we so well admire it. Library volunteers are Amelia Woods, Ann Hernandez, Autumn Sheets, Barbara Willits, Bethany Wagger, Debbie Myers, Diana Mall, Jan Fiedler, Janet Thomas, Kimberly Rodriguez, Corin Stiegel, Chris O'Donnell, Kristen Curry, Kylie Dudley, Lillian Lindsay Angelo, Nicole Morgan, Noah Kentz, Ruth Clarkson, Sarah Welch, Shane Fritz. Library board I did, and then the Library Foundation board members, Deanna Ferris, Jane Coonsey, Signe Woods, Trevor Harlow. And I appreciate all those people's time and efforts and community contributions to the community. That's it for me. Is there anything from the council?
Here, here.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
So I got an email from the county commissioners, and they are looking for volunteers. They're looking for key volunteers needed in Marion County to do the point-in-time count needed for the homelessness, or for the homeless in our area. And that's what, well, did the SIT team do it last time? Who did it?
They're helping to coordinate it.
Okay. But
Yeah.
previously, when we did our presentation, was it the SIT team that did it previously? Okay. So the point in time count gives us an idea of those in our community that are in need. And the dates are January 24th, 25th, and 28th. And there's morning and afternoon shifts available. So you can get more information if you go to the Marion County website. It says check out Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance Pit Count webpage. So if anybody's interested in helping out with that, that'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks. Jenna.
I just want to make sure that if the library is really blessed with many, many volunteers who help us in many ways. There's also a board of the Friends of the
Yes.
Library that I want to make sure don't get lost in there because
thank
they
you.
will
Yes.
do amazing things.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, and I have those folks right
Sorry.
here. Pam Pugsley, Mary
Shecker.
Shecker, Darlene Manning, Jolene Crowther, I say that right? Shane Fritz, and Janet Thomas. Thank you very much.
Sorry. I just don't want to, we did
No.
all of our volunteers. I don't want to leave
I have
them
it.
out.
Yep,
so
I have it on the
they
list
are
here.
Great friends.
I know I read the foundation board members previously, and that's what I got sidetracked, so.
And then if you look at the list that we sent you, Brian, we just have an amazing core and also ones that we are approaching like a 20-year mark of
Right.
volunteering. And
Yes.
we're blessed to have great volunteers in this community.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. And you'll see that some of the folks that have been serving on some of those boards have been there for a long time.
Right.
Dan Brummer on the Parks Board's been there for quite some time. Pam Pug's been involved in different ones, right? She's spreading herself around. Ralph Lewis has been everywhere. Just the amount of people that step forward to do this and they do it, I think, because they really invest in the community. And so I really appreciate their efforts.
We do too.
So, thank you. One more time, anything else from the council? Anything else from staff? Let's call it the first meeting successful, 2023, adjourned.